The Mobile County Public School System presents Homeroom with Nancy Pierce.
Hello and welcome to Homeroom. I'm Nancy Pierce. Mobile County Public Schools not only strive for high academics, but they also work with students on being healthy, making the right choices. And they're doing that in part with the Delta Bike Project and the Ride to Read. And we're going to find out about this. You're going to love it. I have two wonderful guests with me, Dr. Suzanne Christ, who is in the lovely green. Yes, she is a principal of Dodge Elementary. Yeah, good to have you here.
Thanks.
And then we also have Jen Green, and she is the Delta Bike Project. Yeah, I mean, it is amazing. As far as the Delta Bike Project, how'd you get this all started?
So we're a community nonprofit. We have three goals that we have. The first one is to provide a space where anyone can come and work on their bike. We are all volunteers at the Delta Bike Project, so anyone, you could come down, Nancy, with your bike and learn to work on it. So if you need a basic repair, we can help you. We can teach you how to change a flat tire. I know you need to know how to do that. We also run programs for adults and children like Read to Ride. And then we also do work in the community advocating for things like bicycle lanes, cycling trails, things that make our community more livable.
That is fabulous. That really is. And the community really appreciates this. I know you have a lot of bikes that people bring down to donate.
They do.
A lot of people to show up just to get help with fixing their bikes. It's just such a healthy thing to do. You're a cyclist?
I am a cyclist. We have a lot of cyclists in our community, maybe more than people realize. We have people that cycle for exercise, but we also have a lot of people that cycle to get to and from to work, to get food, to go to church, things like that. So there's a lot of different kinds of cyclists that we have.
And it's a good way to train kids. We need to have our kids trained. You see on the table we have helmets, and boy, is that a necessity. So Suzanne,
Yes.
your school is involved with this project. Partially probably because you ride your bike. You told me not to call you a cyclist, right?
A newbie.
You're a newbie cyclist, okay. And so you know the importance, and you're always doing so many things with your kids on health. But you decided that this was a really good project for your children.
Yes, we heard about the program they were doing with Gilliard, and of course wanted our children to have an opportunity. And one of the main components at Dodge Elementary School, with the academics and everything, is also fitness and health and just general overall wellness, trying to teach children how to make good choices and lifelong choices, because I consider cycling something you can do your entire life. So this year we decided we would look into doing a bike rodeo, and then we also joined up with the Delta Bike program to do the Read to Ride program.
Well, before we get into the Read to Ride, I want to hear about the rodeo. What'd you do?
We did a bicycle course, a safety course, and during 2 or 3 weeks before our annual fitness night, our PE teachers taught bicycle safety and rules of the road, and then we had students who signed up. We just did 1st and 3rd grade this year because it was our first year,
right? And
we had them bring their bikes to the school before our PTA meeting and our fitness night, and they did went through the course, and we had judges, and they had to weave in and out of the cones and stop and make turns, and of course they also did a bicycle safety check, looked over their bikes, and so it was very successful. Right now I'm working on trying to actually put a bicycle safety course on my campus so that we can teach it to all of our children.
You did that with running too?
Yes.
And how popular was that?
The running club has been extremely popular. We've been doing it for 8 years now. Generally anywhere from 50 to 100 children. They are required to do 3 community races, because another component at Dodge Elementary School, another thing that we emphasize, is being involved in your community. And so they're required to do 3 community races or more to participate in their accelerated reading and reach their goals each quarter, to do community service, and to run at least 26 miles. 26.2 miles during the school year, which is, we don't count the races, we just do what we do in our track. So yeah, they're really, they don't always meet every one of the goals,
right?
But we do encourage them to, and work with them to be successful on that.
How many kids have you found out, how many students are interested in cycling and in running or walking?
There's so many interested. You know, they have to pick and choose with the other sports that they're doing, and they do have to meet those commitments. So, but we will have a lot of children who want to participate, and I take a few kindergartners based on teacher recommendation, and then we go all the way through. And I've had students who have actually been in running club from the day they got to Dodge all the way through, and then I also have some middle school students who will come back and help.
Oh, that's wonderful.
On Tuesday afternoons, so yeah,
that's
it's
great.
pretty exciting.
But you're seeing a lot of the runners and the kids in the Runners Club interested in the cycling club,
absolutely,
too.
Absolutely, yes. We do have a lot of the students that do that, and it's always fun to see when they go and purchase a bike, or you know, and they're out there and their parents post it on Facebook, and we try to encourage them to do that on our webpage, because you know, being healthy and having a fresh, clear mind will actually improve your academics.
It's wonderful. Now, usually when you're a child, I think one of your parents helps you with your riding your bike. Did you find that most of the children knew how to ride?
You know, they do. A lot of them do. We will, you know, we're having have a pre-K4 class this year, unit this year, and one of the components of that is the trike trail. It has to have a trike trail, and so I'm going to be curious to see them on their little trikes, and then I'm hoping to connect that with the bike safety, a little short course on our campus, and then just carry it over and maybe purchase some bikes for the school so children can. Of course, you know, parents, there's a safety factor there, so parents have to agree to that. But yeah, you know, I don't know how many children. Most children have their parents teach them, so not every child has a bike.
Sure.
So this is just another way to promote that. And as Jen said earlier, you know, with the Delta Bike Program and part of the community, making our community a healthier community in general, and encouraging those bike paths. And if we grow up learning to ride and wanting to ride, then we'll want those bike paths.
Exactly, and you can talk to your mayor and the city council and the county and get some of those bike. I wish that would come to fruition. That would be so fabulous, and not just a mile ride. You know, a lot of people, I think they did that out on Hillcrest maybe, and a lot of people who ride seriously, it's a mile long. That's a little short, a little short for us. But for people that are just beginning to ride, that's great. It really is. Jen, the Delta Project, how much has it grown?
I mean, it's really grown by leaps and bounds. When we started, it was just a group of people that loved fixing bikes, and a lot of us love vintage bikes, and so that's what we were working on. We opened our doors almost 3 years ago, and you know, we had our friends come down, visit, bring their bikes down, but we had a lot of people ride by, walk by, what is this? And when we opened our doors the next time, we had 30 people waiting for us. And so we didn't realize the need in the community, especially for people, I call it utilitarian biking. So they have to bike, people that may never own a car. Our public transportation system is difficult sometimes to access. And so biking is the way that they get around our community, but they need to fix their bike. They might have a flat tire, their brakes aren't working. And so we're able to fill that gap. We're able to teach people how to fix their bike. So we do a lot of teaching. All of our mechanics are trained to teach people how to do simple repairs on their bikes. And so through that, our programs have grown. We have an amazing amount of community support. All of the bikes that go into our programs, with the exception of Read to Ride, are all donated. So they're gently used. We fix them up and put them back on the road with people that need to ride them.
What a nice, you know, great thing for the community, and the community is beginning to really notice, and that is what's important. We need to take a quick break. You sit tight, and we'll be right back, and come back.
I went to Baker, and I had so many amazing teachers there that really made me care about science and history, which were my favorites. They made it so important. They lit that fire that said, you know, this is important for your future, but only you can, help yourself. And that really prepared me for college. You have to kind of figure it out for yourself. There's no one there telling you how to do it, and they made me an independent person.
Welcome back to Homeroom, and whether you're a cyclist or you just ride your bike maybe a little bit, this is a very important program that's going on with the Mobile County Public School System and a program called the Delta Project. And joining me again, Dr. Christ. Good to have you sit tight and not leave me. And Jen Green, good to have you here.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. Well, now let's talk about this partnership for Read to Ride. And I know that you started it, a year ago with Gilliard Elementary.
We started with Gilliard Elementary. It started with a really simple idea. Their assistant librarian, Kathy Friedline, who's also a cyclist, we ride with her. She's a wonderful person. She came to us and said, hey, there's some kids in my school that really need a bike. Can we get them a bike? And I said, of course, because we truly believe that every child deserves a bike if they need one, if they want one. And so we said, is there a way that we can make this more fun and exciting, like to contribute back to the school system and also to the children? And we brainstormed Read to Ride, and we started at Gilliard. It was fantastic, at that school, and people started approaching us. We were really honored to partner with Dr. Christ and Dodge Elementary on the second time we did it, and that's how it got started, and we've had a great time with it.
I am not surprised that Dr. Christ wanted to do it, because she is so interested in physical fitness, health, teaching the children not just academics, but also to lead a healthy lifestyle. And they're young, and we want them around for a long time.
That's right.
And to be able to ride a bike, it's wonderful. It also helps your mood, right?
That's right. You cannot not smile.
I know.
Riding your bike.
Unless you fall.
We don't talk about that.
We don't encourage that.
But it is. You're right. It's unbelievable, and you can be so alone or together. I always think it's better to ride with someone, but if you want to go by yourself, okay, just make sure you know what you're doing. So, Suzanne.
Yes.
You have a lot of kids interested in this.
We did. We had lots of children. I actually heard about it from Kathy on a bike ride. She was telling me about the program. I'm like, that's such a great idea, because we were sharing ideas on how to encourage our children to be more involved in the Accelerated Reader program. The more you read, the smarter you are. And so it was it just fed right into what our philosophy is at Dodge Elementary School. So called Jen and said, hey, you're finished over at
I know
Gilliard.
you want another school.
How about
Let's do
Dodge?
it.
And we're so interested, and the students are so excited.
So we had the opportunity to meet in January, and Jen said, it's different for every school, so talk to me a little bit about what you want to do. So we came up with a partnership on how our children could have the opportunity to win a bike. Of course, first and foremost, they had to meet their Accelerated Reader goals for the quarter, and then a part of the fourth quarter. Excuse me. And then we also had a writing component. We gave them some topics. So,
Oh, that's great. Were
our
they
theme
about
for
writing?
Last year was, oh, the places you'll go. So one of them was, oh, the places I'll go on my new bicycle.
Oh, how fun.
For our older students, we did a safety writing. What do you need to do to stay safe on your bike? And clearly,
Helmets.
Wearing a helmet is a must.
Are children okay with that? I mean, I know a lot of adults, I know you both do, that they don't want to wear a helmet, especially men, but we want. But I don't know why. I guess you're going to have helmet hair, and you will. But think about it. They really protect your head, and you want that to. Are the kids good about it?
They are. They're very good about it.
They probably have to be.
And go ahead, Jen.
Oh, I was going to say, it is a law if you're under 16 that you have to wear a helmet. So parents need to get helmets for their children if they don't have them. If they need help with that, they can always come to the Delta Bike Project. We always will get a child a helmet if they need one through our different avenues. So it's very important, safety, especially for children.
They should change that law to 100 instead of 16.
I agree.
And I know a lot of groups will not let you ride without a helmet. So you're teaching them, you're giving them something that they will have for the rest of their lives. And I know a lot of them are going to love to ride, and so it's something that they'll do maybe every day. Or transportation, like you said. It's incredible. So the Ride to Read, how many students did you have?
We focused this year, well, I mean, we let all of our students
Oh, you did?
participate.
Okay.
So they had a opportunity to get their name in the hat for a drawing. We had a male and a female bike at each grade level. Jen and I worked in, a partnership on that. Donations came in. She has some groups that sponsor the Delta Bike Project and sponsor this program. I think
Yep. We have private donors. The Hargrove Foundation has been a wonderful supporter of this, and also the Junior League of Mobile has also supported it, and we expect to see that continue and grow.
Once other people know about it, once
That's
other
right.
organizations.
right, and you can get a new bicycle relatively inexpensive. So, community service is another part of our philosophy at Dodge, and so we did encourage our students to bring bicycles, gently used bicycles, and our parents to donate. But they had to meet their AR goal. Their name could go in the hat third and fourth quarter. They were required to do the writing component. We had our million-word readers. Believe it or not, we have children. It's amazing. We had 14 children who read over 1 million words this year, so their name automatically went in. And so they had all of these opportunities to participate and get their names. And then at our annual fitness night, we have an annual fitness night in conjunction with our PTA. Then we did the bike radio, and then we had the drawings for the bikes and gave them away.
Is that how you kicked it off? I heard you had an assembly.
We did have a fun assembly.
I was going to say you're both giggling, so.
It was fun. I have a good friend that actually encouraged me to go riding, Meredith Nation. She's our technology coach, but she's also loves hiking and biking, and so she encouraged us encouraged me and kind of got me hooked. And so she had this idea of, hey, why don't we ride our bikes in, because these children were going to come in on our bikes and they're going to wonder what we're doing.
Yeah.
So Jen and Jeff and all the bikes were on the stage from the Delta Bike Project.
And so they knew nothing about this.
They knew nothing. We just snuck in on the bikes, and they were just kind of looking at us like, what's going on?
It was so fun. It's just standing up on stage watching Miss Nations and Dr. Chris come in. The kids' mouths were hanging open, and it was a really fun assembly, and seeing how excited children are about working towards those reading goals and earning the bike it's really rewarding for us, and we love the program. It's fun.
It's a lot of fun. We had the reading coach on stage with us, and Jen was there, and I was there, and we told them the guidelines and told them a little bit about Delta Bike and how they could donate their bike, and even how they could go and donate their time.
So it's fabulous. So you kicked it off that way, and then you did the fitness nights, you did the program there. So are you going to add to it next year? You're going to add some grade levels?
Well, for the bike radio, we did first and third, because each year we have certain grade levels that are assigned to do that PTA meeting and do something. And so this year we're hoping I'd like to do it with everyone, but we may add on a little bit. It depends. I would like to have a certain number. We're still working out the kinks on how to teach the bike safety at school, and then to have we kind of based it after I know you've done a show on the driver's ed radio.
Right.
And so we
kind
of based
very
it.
Similar.
Yeah,
very similar.
I have contacts, so we kind of based it on that and got the information, and I talked to Jen a little bit. So we hope to build on it. I would like to see all students learn the bike safety. And then maybe have some representatives from each grade that actually do the bike rodeo.
The rodeo, I love it. We have to take a quick break, so sit tight and you stay with us. We'll be right back.
The more parents are involved in school, the more likely it is a child will succeed. Children with involved parents and attend school regularly make better grades and have better social skills. Every involved parent makes a difference.
Get involved. Ask about your child's day. Explain how your education matters. Parent involvement, it matters.
You can find more information on parent involvement at mcpss.com.
Hello, my name is Teresa Montgomery, and I'm here to give you a few facts about food allergies. Research says that 15 million Americans have food allergies. Did you know that roughly 30,000 Americans go to the emergency room each year due to food allergies? Food allergies affects 1 in every 13 children in the United States. The economic cost of children's food allergies is roughly $25 billion per year. If you want to know more facts about food allergies, you can visit www.foodallergies.org.
I saw Mr. Tillman's class. Just that quick little 5 minutes I had with him made me think that I really wanted to do small engines. I just love tinkering with them. Just a gearhead. Graduating from the Career Tech Center has allowed me to better myself, make more money, be more informed about the trade that I'm going to be in. I just felt like doing a trade is just better than working in an office or something. I have to be outside working with my hand or something.
NCPSS Career Tech. Start your future today.
Hello and welcome back. We're talking about Read to Ride program right now at 2 of our schools, which is fabulous. It is partnered with the Delta Bike Project, which you can find out a lot of information. It's downtown Mobile, so you ought to go check it out too. Now let's talk about other schools. First of all, I guess I should reintroduce Jen Green, who is very much a part of the Delta Bike Project. She was one of the starters, and Dr. Suzanne Christ, who is the principal of Dodge Elementary. And you started with Gilliard.
Yep, we started with Gilliard. Dr. Chris contacted us. We had a great time at Dodge, and then at the end of last year, we moved to Morningside Elementary, and we had a great time there as well. So we did 3 schools in the last school year, and we're looking forward to more in the next school year.
I mean, do you have a set number you want to try this year to add?
Yeah, we're working on our goals for this. This was our pilot year, so to see if there was interest from the schools and the school system, how the children did, what kinds of goals were the students meeting. It was wildly successful. Every time we post things on our Facebook page and other forms of communication, we get lots of schools inviting us. So
I'm sure.
So this year we're looking forward to working with more schools, and we're setting some goals for that and some fundraising goals for how we can keep the program going. Obviously, we want to go back to schools that we've been to and continue that. Every year, if they want to have us back, which I think they do.
I'm sure they do.
Because it's been really exciting for the kids, and we've seen a lot of great results. So, yeah, we're going to be doing that in this upcoming year. So we've already got quite a few schools queued up, ready to go. So we're going to be starting to meet with them in early next year.
Can you mention them right now or not?
I'm not going to mention them yet. We're working on an application program process for Read to Ride, because we have had such a huge response. Obviously, we're looking for schools that both are interested in improving their reading and writing skills, that need that kind of help, and also students that have a need. So all the schools that we've worked with so far have been schools that have demonstrated a need for bikes with their children and in their community, and we think that's really important to be working with those schools. And
so when will you tell me?
I think I'm going to tell you in a few months. We're working through the summer, yeah. But you'll be the first to know, Nancy.
Oh, thank you. I like that. It is amazing. You should go down to the Delta Bike Project. What's the address again?
We're at 561 St. Francis Street, so we're right off Dauphin Street near Winsel's. So you can come see us on a Sunday from 12 to 5. And Tuesday night from 6 to 9 p.m. Those are our open shop hours. So if you need to work on your bike or you just want to check us out, you're welcome to come down and see us. We'd be happy to have you.
And there are lots of bikes there waiting to be fixed.
There are. So we do sell used bikes, so we try to have a low barrier of entry. So if you need a bike or your child needs a bike, you can come on down. We have very low cost bikes. They've all been donated by community members. Some need a little bit of work, so if you want a project and you want to learn how to do a few things, you might, Nancy.
I've been riding a while and I still can't change my flat tire.
It's really easy.
I know.
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Do you change yours?
No, that's my next project, is to go to the Delta Bike Project, and Jen's going to teach me to change, because you definitely have to do it, and I haven't learned how to do it.
When I first started, I had never changed a flat tire. I always was praying that I wouldn't get a flat tire or that
somebody would be there.
But then I started working at the Delta Bike Project, and I was like, okay, your hands get a little dirty.
Sure.
But whatever. But it's really easy. Anyone can learn how to fix the bike, and we have a lot of parents that come down with their children as young as 4 or 5 years old and learn how to work on their own bike. So if a parent brings down a 5-year-old and they need to take their training wheels off, we make them do it, and we show them how to do it. And
it's a 5-year-old.
That's right, with their parents' help. But it's amazing how quickly a child can learn. We've done some demos, like little skills classes for, like, say, Girl Scout troops. So these are girls that are between 6 and 10 years old, and you would not believe how fast they learn. They can do it just like that.
maybe that's the problem here with me, is I'm too old to learn.
No one is too old to learn, but we do think, and like Dr. Chris said, one of the things that's so important is teaching children at a young age, especially girls. It's okay to get your hands dirty. It's okay to learn a new skill. It's a wonderful way to get set up for success in life, and that you can do anything. So we have a lot of kids that come down that learn.
That's amazing, and they can teach their parents.
They can
too.
teach their parents.
You're right about that.
Hopefully their parents will want to ride too if they don't already. And so if something happens, well, your 5-year-old is changing their parents' tire
We
in front
have
of a whole
had
bunch of
people
people.
send us photographs of little girls, like these Girl Scouts, show us how they fix their neighbor's flat tire on their bike. They send us photographs, and it is so rewarding. I get really happy. I'm like, that's right.
But we all
Anyone
need to
can do
learn.
it.
We all need to learn. There might not be a 5-year-old that is there.
That's right. Anyone can learn how to fix their bike, especially simple repairs. So
Okay.
it's easy and it's
Or
fun.
chain coming off. That really gets your
That's
hands
easy
dirty.
too.
Oh my.
We're going to need to do a lesson for Nancy.
I think that
She's
would be
coming
great.
down.
We could do that for everybody. I love that. And the program, the Read to Write, that is so fabulous. You get your kids interested in writing, you get your kids interested in reading, and sometimes they need a motivation. Some students love to read, some students don't like to read, but they do like the thought of a bike.
That's right.
And so it's a great tie-in too. And then with your organization, it amazes me. It must be very expensive though. I mean, that's why you have wonderful sponsors.
That's right.
And people do donate. So, this is not a freebie for you, for your...
It isn't. It's something that we work towards. We're a 501c3 charitable organization, so we write grants. We network in the community with different people. Every school that we've worked with has helped us, and we've worked together to find sponsors for bikes in addition, to our corporate sponsors. And that's something we're going to continue to do as we move forward.
And you want to have a bike trail in your school, at your school.
A bike safety course. Already got it mapped out, working on it now. Of course, funding, is
of
an
course.
issue. It won't be inexpensive. But I do want to go on record as saying, oh yes, we absolutely do want to work with Delta's Bike Project again next year.
Oh, well, of course, I would think so. Yeah, so you're excited to continue this?
We are. We're really looking forward to it. I mean, we really feel like this is something that is wonderful for the community. The school system has been incredibly supportive of us. We think this is something that we can bring to 20, 30 schools a year, and we're going to be looking for funding to do that. That's something we're thinking really creatively about right now. In other parts of the country, there have been programs like Washington, D.C., where they've taught every 3rd grader how to ride a bike. And we think that's a model that could work really well here in Mobile. So we've got big ideas for working with kids in schools and really improving our health and our fitness in our community and getting people on bikes.
And all
That's what
those
we're
are
all
so
about.
important. It's not just riding, it's helping your community,
That's right.
everything else. One more thing, Suzanne. You also have done so much with eating and healthy eating. You have introduced your students to some food that I've never heard of.
Absolutely.
How'd that come about? And we have about a minute.
Yeah, it's great. We've been doing the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Grant with USDA for 7 or 8 years now. We were the first school in Mobile County, and now there are many, many, many schools. So our students are provided a fresh fruit 1 day a week and a fresh vegetable 1 day a week. And we provide that to them, and they get to try lots of new things, and that's a lot of times that's their snack for the day. So it's great.
What, real quickly, what's their favorite vegetable?
I'd probably say maybe broccoli.
Really?
Maybe if they get to dip it in ranch.
Oh,
And they
yeah,
do
well,
get
of
ranch
course.
every once in a while. They don't get it every single time, but we've tried some very unusual things.
That is fabulous. I'm going to come to the school when there's something, that I want to try. Thank you so much for coming. We'll have to do this again.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, good luck.
for
The
having us.
best of luck. And thank you for listening.